Hey everybody, welcome back to Angry Badger Minis. We are still working on Krieg and slowly chipping away at what we need here. Getting these chimeras put together, all the little details, things like that. We added some details to the Lehman Russes. We've got the tank rails on there. That rack that we made to hold the tank rails worked out really well. We've done it for everything that needed them, and we'll have to do it for more. I've got, for this army, I've got 3 more Lehman Russes. I don't need to do it for the Vanquishers, my Vanquisher tanks, because they already have the protruding hole there, and they've got their own stuff anyway. And then if I decide to do this for the Steel Legion, we have the baseline and it works great. On top of that, I went ahead and I had a ton of these barrels. If you guys know what these come from, I have a ton of these things, and I decided to use them as fuel tanks for the back, and that did a great job hiding, or at least masking somewhat. Not really hiding, but just kind of from your eyes point of view, masking that plastic, that sprue. Again, there's other things that I'm going to do. It's not a big deal. And, everything from hunter killer missiles to be put on there to, netting and tarps and, you name it. So right now what I'm doing is I'm putting on, now that I've got my, my heavy stubbers on everything, I've already done one here. I'm putting on the hunter killer missile on all of my. What the heck's going on here? Oh, I need to trim it up. Got sidetracked for something else. Anyway, I'm putting all my hunter killer missiles on these chimeras, and we'll see what other details we have left. Still trying to decide the method, and if I even want to bother with it tonight, magnetizing the turret weapon, as well as the hull mounted weapon. Anything's possible here. I need to raise my chair just a little bit. But yeah, it's coming along nicely. Super motivated. For those of you that were here last night, if you stayed with me all the way to the end, you would have saw some crazy ideas going on, and believe me, I've been brainstorming all day long about that making that bridge layer, basically. I don't know what it would, what we could even use it for, what it would be. I'm taking a look here. Let me just go ahead and bring this up for you guys. I'm just taking a look right now at just some random, something that it could proxy as, like I said, I like to play narratively, so it's kind of what I'm looking at. Trojan support vehicle. Let me see this bad boy. What does this thing do? I know it's a smaller vehicle. It's not, I don't think it's very big. Let's see. Can carry 6 infantry models. Wounds 10. Weapon heavy bolter. Let's see what it looks like. I don't even know what this thing looks like anymore. Trojan. This might be, the ticket air. Trojan support vehicle. I mean, I know it's like, something that, is supposed to be like a wrecker. Let me show you guys what we're looking at here. Trojan support vehicle. I wonder why that's not switching over to that, maybe because I don't know. Hold on a second, guys. I'll figure this out in a second. There it is. Okay. Alright, so this is basically what we're looking at here, in the process of potentially building, you know, a bridge laying vehicle. Not exactly sure, you know, what we're going to do completely, but it gives us an idea. We don't need a Chimera hull to do it. Oh, dude, this just gave me exactly the idea I needed. That is what I want. That's it right there. Instead of having a big giant square thing on the back, I can have a rolled, you know, it throws it and lays it out. Oh, that is perfect. And that's super easy to make. Hold on, I'm trying to find, what did I do with that thing? Here we go. So we've got this extra Lehman Russ, you know, chassis here. Let me shrink this down here for you guys. Oh yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect. Hell, man, I may not even need to do it with this chassis, okay? But I could. I mean, this is the kind of this right here is exactly what I need, and this could go literally on the back of these and not look too bad. Oh man, that's awesome. Just take some research and some, you know, and some thinking, and you got it. And yeah, they would look like that they're all chained together. You know what I mean? And it just rolls it out. And oh man, that's awesome. And it's on the side, and we've got room over here, so it's not like it can't be done. Oh man, this is such a good idea. Let me save this real quick. Hell, I could probably... And it would almost... Well, hold on, let me think now. That would give traction for the ground. It wouldn't necessarily bridge. Okay, we got too excited. Oh, we got too excited too fast. What do we got here? Somebody made their own Trojan thing. What if I put Trojan support bridge laying vehicle? Oh, well, might help if I didn't put the same words in twice. Okay, well, I figured we'd probably see this. But it gives me an idea. I mean, I think I talked about it last night about having it in multiple deals. Multiple folding, you know, deals. Lost for words at the moment. Here's another couple pictures on that. Yeah, you see how these are all chained together or wired together? You know, that could work. Save image as. Save it image as. Hey, you know what? It's 40K, right? Couldn't we say, like, I mean, it's fiction. Couldn't we say once it rolls out, maybe everything tightens up, you know, to the point that it becomes rigid? Let's see. Because I'll be honest with you, I'd really like to have, I mean, honestly, it's just for the look. It doesn't mean anything in terms of anything. I mean, I guess if you wanted to say, you know, the ability to cross difficult terrain or whatever, but that's what the bulldozer's for. But you know, whatever. I'm not really into that. But if we had, take these pencils here and say these were the size of it, and actually this would probably work. These could probably be the perfect size for it, you know. And you had enough of these, and they stuck out about that far on either side. Well, maybe not that far, just enough for the treads. But then they sat above, like that is. Maybe build a rack or something that they sit on. Oh, dude, that's super awesome. That can work. And what I could do is I could literally, I hate using that word. I don't know why did I start using that word. Anyway, I could take pencils like this, okay, wrap them together, do whatever it is that I want to do, and once I've got the size and all that kind of stuff, and it's how I want it, then I put this in a mold, and then I've got a legit, you know, plastic, hot damn it, you know, that goes through all this. Does that make sense? And I could put it on my Steel Legion guys as well. I mean, that's a lot of chimeras, to be honest with you. And then we could make, you know, where did I even put that thing? Oh, there it is. Then we could go ahead and work on something else for this. You know, where it's like a, you know, a major type bridge layer. And again, remember that these bridge laying things aren't meant to be retrieved. You know, it's meant to drop. You know, throw it out there, it's dropped. You know, in the fiction, meant to throw it out there, it's dropped, and then roll with it. And hell, man, freaking. I wonder. I've got one of the cranes or whatever from the industrial set, you know, the crane. Look at my hand. Anyway, I've got one of those cranes. It's put together, but I wonder if I couldn't make a cut somewhere, or maybe just buy another one and then mold that as well, and then the crane stuff sits around it, comes off of here and then sits around, and then you have the chains. That could be. Actually, I could make my own. I don't need to buy another one. What am I thinking? I could definitely make that. Yeah. Okay, right on, right on. Hell, I might even use Tyranid claws. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, it would work for, you know, that part of it, but okay, cool, dude. Super awesome, super awesome. That is a heck of an idea right there. Let's see. They got any more pictures of this bad boy? I don't see anything. What's this right here? Oh, that's a dragon wagon carrying a broken down vehicle or another dragon wagon. Yeah, you see how there's multiple here? Well, actually, I guess I got it a little. Hold on, let me make that a little wider. You guys see how there's multiple platforms on this? That's kind of what I was thinking about for that other, you know, that Lehman Russ chassis. Let's just see what else there is. I'm super curious. Hell, I probably wouldn't even need to put it on the back with an arm that went all the way across. I mean, I could probably just build something, you know. I could probably just build something here, and then it sits on the front. It just seems like to me it either needs to be, you know, dropped in place or launched in place. And what's in my mind is launching this thing. I don't know if you guys know what APOBs are, but basically, or even a Miklik. It's minefield clearing is what it is. And APOBs is man portable on the back to assaultmen, or it used to be anyway. I don't know what they're doing now. And once they hooked everything up, you know, it would launch, a couple of lines of essentially fire hose, if you will, filled with C4. Why can't I even talk right now? C4 filled for your purposes, grenades or ice, basically C4 filled grenades, and as they launch out, and and then it goes off, it clears the entire an entire lane for people to go through. And the Miklik is just it's fired from an actual vehicle. It's a lot bigger. It's for clearing like massive stuff, so vehicles can get through and things like that. And that's kind of what I was had envisioned in my head. And now that I have this, now that I'm seeing this, I think this is the way we do this. I really do. We build some kind of, I'll use these pencils again, but we build some kind of maybe launcher from back here. Something that doesn't have to extend over the guy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe well, that would affect that. It could raise up like that. We'll put it that way, and it sticks out where the hatch isn't going to be affected. And then the whole thing is up here, and then maybe that's about as far as it goes, but it has the ability to launch it. And I got a pretty good idea of how I would like to do that. And I'm just curious. I know these are tank rails. I know this. But let's see here. Look at that. Look at that. Turn them the other way, and you've got your rack or your rail for them to sit on. Let me just see this here. Yep, that's basically it, and it sits high enough. And then if you had, of course I don't have the pencils handy, sits like that, and then they sit like that. Yep, I think that's the ticket right there, something like that. And these are, I've got these already made. I don't even need these end pieces on here. And that'll fit right in between this piece here and the hatch. And I mean, the hatch isn't being used anyway. Oh man, this is gonna be cool. The question is, am I willing to commit to it? That is the question. Let's see. And I could bring it backwards some. Just as long as it's not interfering with the hatch dropping down, that's all I care about. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna gently commit to gluing this in place two ways. One, guess what we have? Zip kicker. Now this is a refill bottle, so I don't have the actual dropper. But what I do have, where did you go? Okay, I said what I do have. There it is. What I do have is a paintbrush. So I'm gonna dip that in, and all I want to do is put a little bit right here on there. I'm gonna dry that top off because I really don't want that exposed. Boy, does that stuff stink. And then I'm gonna put just a little bit of freaking glue. Let's go ahead and measure this up. Yeah, A little bit of glue right here. Tuck that up against it. Maybe I didn't get any zip kicker on there. Thought I did. That looks like I did that time though. I don't want to put a ton of glue on here. Maybe it's not really riding up against it. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so then let's do this. We'll put just a little bit. I don't know, man. Let me look at that again. I'm gonna put a little bit back here. And a little bit right there. Set that down in there. There we go. And then we'll do the same thing on the other. Oops, just dropped the whole damn brush in there. Just a little bit right there. A little bit on this. Henry. Hey! Knock that off. My dog had to get staples a couple days ago, and it's not supposed to be licking things or whatever. But, you know, dogs are. I probably need to put the cone of Dunshire back on him. Let's see here. Alright, so now we've got this. I'm going to go ahead and cut these pieces off just because. Just trying to make sure I halfway get it even. Alright. That looks relatively sound. And then I don't really use pencils for pencils. I use them for stirring sticks. But I used to use pins and stuff. Oh man, do I have that book here? I know I told you guys one time I was going to show you some old pictures. I don't know. Anyway, and then these would sit basically like that. I don't have anything at the moment to cut this. But essentially, if you guys can see this, you're looking at this, right? Oh, come on. Of course that would happen. And it'd be a lot more, you know, than just this little bit in my hand. Well, maybe I can do it from the other side. Just get them to stay together. And then, you know, essentially they would be on there like that, all chained up or whatever, and then they would get launched. You could put a mechanism on here, you know, that looks like it throws it out or something. Yeah, I don't know. That's not too bad, man. I just wish I had all of these prepared. What would be the quickest way to cut these things without breaking them? Let me see here. Because I could probably take, if I took 4, yeah, I can get 8 out of this if I can figure out how to cut this without breaking it. I don't think this is going to work, but I'm going to give it a shot. First thing I'm going to do is cut this thing off. My dog's already moving. She's like, he's cutting stuff. Alright, well, I was able to cut that, but we did get some cracking there, splitting, I mean. And that's not really what I want. Alright, so let me get a tape measure real quick. Alright, what's half of this thing? After I've cut that off. Half is right at 6 5/8, just about. So it's like 3 and what is that? Let's see. I don't know. I got a feeling this is gonna work, but I'm not sure half is what we want. I feel like we want it to be shorter. I think we want it shorter, but I'm not completely positive. Let's see here. Let me put this lid back on before I do this. Put my glue away before I do this. Sure I want to do this or not. Can I cut it better with this, or we don't know? Sticking over the edge a little bit. But that is not half right there. I know it's not. At least we made a mark. Let's pray for... Oh, crap. If I do this, it's going to make that... what do you call it? It's going to make the one end, like... kind of beveled. I may not have a choice. I wish I had a hobby saw. I have a hobby saw, but I'm saving it for my Warhound and the brass rods. Maybe I'll cut it this way in. Yeah, there's no way that's even. That's what I was afraid of right there. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yep, that's what I thought. All right. Well, we're not going to ruin any more pencils trying to cut that. But one, we have the idea, and two, I can probably make it out of something else. But that actually looks, in my opinion anyway, pretty good. Take these off so I can dwell on it, think about it, and see what other stuff we can come up with. But I mean, these are perfect, honestly. They fit exactly where it needs to go, right angle. I mean, I guess you could say something about the hatch, perhaps, but I mean, you could also raise it up slightly with some sprue. That's easy day. All right, let's put this guy over here. We'll start putting these hunter killer missiles on. Because that's what we're doing tonight. I may jump up here in a second and get myself something to drink. If I remember correctly, it lined up right on that rivet. I got this backwards. I'm not using the zip kicker on this because I gotta make sure I get it right. Alright. We'll come back and put the missile on in a minute. I have some other really awesome news. So I don't think you guys can see behind me, but behind me is what we will dub my wife's office, even though she doesn't use the majority of it. And I say her office, it's both of ours, whatever. But the point is, what I was going to bring up is, today I said to her, look, I need some room, some extra room, and once this stuff on the top shelf up here is gone, or even if I just move it out of the way, I'd like to bring my 2 Warlord Titans in here, my Necron Titan, you know, big stuff in here, and put it up on the top of that shelf. And since we've been trying to make, you know, the house relatively nice looking, I asked her, you know, what she thought about that, you know, because I mean, our kitchen, you know, is basically, you know, in that direction. Anybody who walks in there, if they look over here, they could see this. Now, you could fix that with a blind or something like that. Hold on a second here. You could fix that with a blind or whatever, I guess, if you really wanted to. But the point is, that from, whoops, just hit the mic from my room here, mind you, I'd need to move some stuff all the way into there. You're talking almost 30 foot of floor space that you could play an Apocalypse Titan size game on. That would be awesome. You know, even if you just use that area, which would make, you know, make it pretty awesome. So I was kind of stoked about that, to be honest with you. Each one of those warlords are 24 inches tall. Well, the one that's in the upright position, one of them's kind of crouching down, but I'm going to try to do something to maybe change that pose a little bit if I can. And then, of course, I'm hoping down the road I'll be able to buy a Forge World Warlord or something like that. Or, well, two of them, you know, one for each side. But as you guys can see, we're coming along with this army very well. My problem is my creativity, and I get sidetracked like we did just a little while ago with the whole, you know, how I want things to look and things like that. I want this army, and I'm sure you guys can appreciate this, to look unique. I mean, yeah, it's Krieg. Yeah, they're basic chimeras and things like that, and there's only so much you can do. But I want, you know, I want to be proud of this army when I look at it, even if I can't play. You know, I don't have anybody to play with, and I don't right now. You know, I mean, my wife, you know, I'm sure will play, you know, at some point when I'm ready to start playing again. But she's intimidated, you know, by the fact that, you know, she's not gonna sit down and take all the time, and I don't blame her, you know, to learn all the rules of an army, the army I gave her, whatever. And it's my responsibility to help her out and say, hey, you can do this, you can do whatever. And I do that. But just looking at this stuff, you know, oh man, those tanks, you know, and each one's got this many wounds, and each one's got a 2+ save, or whatever the heck it is, you know, that's all that's going to be going through her mind, you know, and it's just, you know, ultimate panic, and, you know, may or may not make the game enjoyable for her. and I want it to be, you know. Alright, I think we're good here. I'm just going to dab a little bit more glue right there, just to get a little stronger bond. Go ahead and attach this missile. If I can find the spot. There it is. Oh man, I got some glue on my finger. Why does that one look so much higher up than the other one? I don't know. I don't think I have this in the right spot. There we go. I was going to say, it looked like it was drooping down way too low. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. I really like these hunter killer missile launchers compared to the old school ones. With the box and all that. For some reason, man, I just cannot seem to catch a break with this. what I'm looking at is the fins, the dorsal fins here are straight up and down almost on these two, and then this one didn't seem like it wanted to do that, or it was even made that way, which was weird. But I got it to work. I think I did. All right. Oh, forgot to get this off on a couple of them. I don't know how I missed that. I did. I must have got distracted doing something else. Forgot to clean these up. All right. I hate when it rolls like that. Now you might be asking me why I'm doing the shell game with these. Is because I know which ones I glued first. You know what I mean? Or the order that I glued them in. That way I know that the rail, the missile rail is somewhat fixed onto the Chimera. Okay. Excuse me. Clean up on this one. All those 100 killer missiles are on. And that leaves, all that leaves for these guys is antennas and dishes. And then their actual hole-mounted weapons and a turret-mounted weapon. For some reason I have some extra smoke launchers here, but I'm going to use those for something else. Probably these guys here if I run out of parts. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, yep, that's all 6 of those. Then we need the dishes. 2, arms, of course. Here the antenna array for the dishes, the actual antenna. What is that? That's only 4. I wonder if I forgot to cut them off. It's likely. I mean, it's possible. Or 5, I mean. Because apparently I can't count. Okay. So we have all of those there, but what I don't have is the other dish there. So we're missing a dish. One dish is what we're missing. That is definitely weird that I would be missing that. Let me check some stuff here. These sprues. Second. Two, three, four, 5, 6, Oh, there it is. It's on the one that I looked at first. Of course it would be. Alright. We got all that. We're going to go ahead and, excuse me, clean these up, and then we're going to glue their antennas in. Now this is my first ever batch of the new chimeras. And for those of you that were around when we did the Steel Legion, remember they were fully painted, but we had them stripped down, and then we had to do repairs with spare parts that we found from various things, and it all turned out really well. Now everything for the most part is all primed up and ready to be painted. For the most part, we've got some tanks that we added that are not primed up, but that's okay, they're still gray. I'm just glad my stream looks good now. No stuttering and stuff. Since we're not really using this area here, I'll go ahead and make this a little bigger. But yeah, that behind me, that floor right there that I'm pointing at, goes about 30 feet. Well, no, maybe not. Maybe 15 feet. I'm sorry. I forgot I'm on the other side of the house right now. All right. Let's get these antennas glued in here. Let's see what they look like. That looks about right, with the little antenna boom on the front side. If you happen to be in, say hello. Just trying to clean this up some here. Forgot the bottoms of these. Alright. I have to look at the instructions on this one because I'm not entirely sure about this antenna deal. And that's what I thought, but I'm not seeing where that box goes into. Like it just glues in there, no rhyme nor reason, huh? But one problem that we have is I put these back far enough, I thought. Well, I could put it on the side here, I guess. I wanted the hatches back far enough that they wouldn't take away from this guy. But the way that the instructions have, they have the antenna on the very... Whoops. Wait a minute, what's going on here? Yeah, they have it on the back portion here, which I can't do now because of that. And I don't really want it there anyway. It seems kind of lame. What I may do though is put it on this side so it's not, we don't have a big giant, cluster of stuff, the gun and the antenna. Does that make sense? But what I don't understand is this part right here is supposed to just glue in, or whatever. I guess that's all it does. Well, alright. And with the dish being on this side, I think it'll make a little more sense for the hunter killer missile, to be honest with you. Because then it'll sit here, the dish will be here, rockets there, blah blah blah. got through our first week of college. And we took a quiz last night before we went to bed after the stream, and I know I only missed one question, but I know that I clicked the false button, not the true button, but that's what it said that I did. Emailed the professor about it, but I don't know if it's gonna matter. Probably not. So, oh well, we'll keep track of it. That's all we can do. But we got all our other assignments done, reading assignments, and we've got a ton to read, man, for this next week. That's no joke. No joke at all. Probably a good thing that I took that what you call it off. Hold on. Come on, pop off there. You're not far enough over for the antenna, for the hatch to clear the antenna. Just make it. Put this back on. But what was I gonna say? Got a ton of reading to do. Dante's Inferno stuff and some other things, and then looks like we might be picking up on the other class, which we really didn't have anything but a syllabus quiz this week, which I didn't understand. I mean, it was a lot, you know, to watch and read and all, but it worked out, no problem. All right, let's just switch these around, play our little shell game again. Try not to break off our freaking stubbers. That would be nice. We didn't do that. Line this up correctly this time. All right. Got it. With the rolls, once they're fired out, theoretically, once they're fired out, there's a charge that when they hit the ground, or once they go out, expand out, it's like superheated. It welds them together. There you go. How's that for imagination? I can tell you one thing. If this Kriegsman here doesn't get killed by the enemy, he's probably going to get killed by all the radiation from these antennas. I'm just kidding. We may end up trimming this off because if I can make this work, it's too high unless I raise these up, which I think we'll probably do. We'll raise it up. We're going to be making a mold for the track guards as well. Since we have enough of them to make the mold, that'll be good. I probably, well, there's none for the chimeras, but there's enough on the other ones for the Lehman Russes that I could run, you know, cut and double up, you know, that kind of stuff that I need to do. I think it'll work out. There's a way I can make it work, put it that way. All right. A lot of little parts, man. A lot of little parts. And then, like I said, the only thing that's missing right now is the turret and hole mounted guns here. We're going to put the blades on as well. And I'm really looking at doing this. This really has me intrigued. If I could just figure out how to cut these pencils without, I mean, I need a saw is what I need to do. But I wish actually that I had pins, not the pencils. The pencils just seem like they would They've got the octagon shape, so it seems like it would be a little bit better, but pins. And that big. I could cut those if I had them. And I know we had a bunch because we used them for the Space Hulk terrain. But I need a lot for this. I probably need, I'm thinking this needs to be, well, I mean, we should do it in you know, for as much as you would need for the entire track to go across. So if it's roughly 1, 2, 3, say 4 inches, I say we take those things and lay them out 4 inches, and then we roll that up. Sound like a plan? It does to me. All right. What's going to be interesting to me too is that these guys, I'm having 2 Gorgons made, so I don't even know what they're going to be what troops they're going to be carrying, unless I make some more or something, or if I just don't field the Gorgons at some point. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, you know, smaller games, things like that. I mean, obviously we want all the weapon options we can get. Alright, so while these are curing, drying, whatever the hell you want to call it, let's go ahead and put the trench rails on our high-speed, low-drag vanquishers. We did not find the arm for this guy. I don't know what happened there, but thankfully I already had the arm you know, cast. So we fixed that. These guys won't, you know, like I said before, they will not need the, what am I trying to say? They won't need the bracing back here. We just have to put them on, that's all. Move these turrets over here before we end up breaking something. Alright. I'm going to rough this up a little bit with some sandpaper or sanding twig. Alright, I'm going to do some dry fitting here just to see how this goes. Okay, it goes on there. And then what I'm going to do is I am actually going to use some zip kicker because I don't want to fight this. Henry, no. Henry! You will get the cone of Dunshire. I don't know why these. I mean, I know why. I don't know why I'm saying I don't know why. Things, you know, the resin just wants to do its own thing and be bent, if you will, which then in turn causes everything else to get out of alignment. I'll have to come back and once that's glued down, fix that part. These things happen. Uh-oh. Looks like we have some cleanup on aisle 6 that we forgot about. Henry! That's it. You're getting the cone of Dunshire as soon as I put this on. Be right back. Stop that. Sorry. Pull those staples out. It's going to be a bad day. Alright. Weren't having any problem getting it to stick at first, that's for sure. It wanted to do what it wanted to do, but it wasn't lined up correctly. So I had to yank it off of there. I'm gonna try to work it back. I was afraid of that. Damn it. Okay. Okay. That's my little man. Oh no, that's my little girl. May have to take her a bottle. Yep, it's about that time. Alright guys, well, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.